Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to another session on the performance of one-way ANOVA and use of Tukey or any other post hoc test in SPSS. Um, we have already discussed in the previous sessions the application of one-way ANOVA or performance of one-way ANOVA using SPSS by this method. Let me share with you the method. We used this method analyze and compare means and then one-way ANOVA and then the options. And the results which we obtained are, these are the result descriptives, test of homogeneity. So based on test of homogeneity, we further proceed and then pairwise comparison of each category with another each category and then means, plots, and so on. Here, the problem with this approach is that it does not tell us power of the test. How powerful is the test? How confident we are that we are rejecting the false null hypothesis with certain degree of confidence. What is that probability? So for that purpose, we have another method which is actually known as GLM. It is mentioned here. Let me share with you. GLM for one-way ANOVA. So in this session, we will be discussing the performance of one-way ANOVA using GLM. GLM stands for General Linear Model. This is the picture which actually print screen of using the print screen option. I have shared with you this. You can follow these steps. So let me now show you how to perform these tests or how to perform one-way ANOVA using GLM. This is our data file. We are using the same credit card data file, analyze, and it is here, general linear model. And in general linear model, since we are using univariate, and what is the variable? The dependent variable is one only. So univariate and dependent variable in our case is spending. So let me reset it, and because I want to show you from the beginning. Spending is the dependent variable and the type are the fixed factors, different types of, for example, if you forget the types or the categories or the values of this variable, value labels of this variable, you can right click and then you can know about the variable information. So here, if you click, you can get the detailed information about the variable. So this is the categorical variable because in one-way ANOVA, this fixed factor should include a categorical variable or a nominal variable. So the first thing is options, and in options, yes, type, and the same descriptives, effect size, and observed power. Now this option was not there. Observed power. So observed power actually tells you the power of the test, the probability with which we are reporting results actually indicates the power of the result, the level of confidence, the level of force. So that is why this option is needed, and it is here, it is hidden in GLM. And then homogeneity test is mandatory for one-way ANOVA test. And there are some other options as well, for example, residual plots in order to see the homozygosity or heterozygosity or whatever. And then comparing main effects here, we can select this option. And the level of significance, we are keeping it 5% throughout our discussion. So confidence interval will be within 95%. कंटिन्यू उसके बाद हमारा अगर कोई हम सेव करना चाहें फॉर एग्जांपल रेजिजुअल रेजिड्यू या स्टैंडर्डाइज रेजिड्यू RSS हम रेजिड्यूल सम ऑफ स्क्वायर, अगर रेजिड्यूल की सीरीज यानी y माइनस वाई हैट जिसको हम कहते थे इकोनोमेट्रिक्स में, अगर वो म्यू हैट की वैल्यू अगर आप सेव करना चाहें तो हम यहाँ से सेव कर सकते हैं. Post hoc, yes, we want to apply post hoc. This is the type, the variable, and here is the k-test. It's the same. Or agar if you are assuming equal variances, if you are not assuming equal variances, then you can choose any one of these two options for the robustness of the test. इसको हम बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. अभी हम यही ऑप्शंस इसको हम कंटिन्यू करते हैं. एंड देन इन प्लॉट्स, yes, we want to see the plots so that we could compare the results of GLM with the results which we estimated earlier. ऐड करेंगे इसको. अगर ऐड ना किया तो then it will not be calculating the plot. Continue. And I think we have done all. Contrast we are not doing this time, but we will be doing inshallah in one of the sessions in future. अभी हम यही इसको simple रखना है. I think all the options are selected and okay. I press okay. Now these are the results. You can see the results are almost the same. Descriptive stats, mean, same. You can see the retail 312 and the same you can see here 312. All these mean expenditures are almost the same. You can see here, so almost the same. And the Levine test, yes, significant. The value of F in Levine test is 774. It is the same here, 774.275, the same. And similarly, now the F statistic, you can see what was our F. The value of F in ANOVA was 729.076, and it is F. You can see here the F value 729.076, the same, and it is significant. But partial eta squared we manually did in the previous approach, but it is automatically calculated here. Let me show you how did we calculate it. This is how did we calculate when we were using compare means approach for the purpose of one-way ANOVA test. तो ये हम रेशो लेके हमने ये मैनुअली किया था, but here it is automatically calculated. You can see it is automatically calculated 0.1, almost 0. Because हमने यहाँ पे मैनुअली कैलकुलेट किया है तो 0.0999 जिसको राउंड ऑफ करके हम 0.1 कह सकते हैं, और ये यहाँ पे इसने ऑटोमेटिकली ये 0.1 कैलकुलेट कर दिया है. ये टाइप के सामने हम देखते हैं ये जो वैल्यू है, नॉट अदर, क्योंकि इसमें करेक्टेड मॉडल और ये बाकी भी चीजें हैं जिनको हम बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. अभी हम रिजल्ट्स कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. आप देखें कि ईटा स्क्वायर की वैल्यू यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली कैलकुलेटेड आती है, जिसको पार्शियल ईटा स्क्वायर्ड कहते हैं, 0.1. और ये पार्शियल ईटा स्क्वायर्ड क्या चीज है? इट इज एक्चुअली इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ आर स्क्वायर. जिस तरह हम आर स्क्वायर कहते थे इन केस ऑफ रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस, और आर स्क्वायर क्या होता था? कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ डिटर्मिनेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, हाउ टू इंटरप्रेट दिस पार्शियल ईटा स्क्वायर्ड हियर? 10% of the variation in expenditures is explained by different categories, such as the 5 categories: grocery, travel expenditures, retailing expenditures, others, and so on. इसके अलावा एक और जो the most important thing which is calculated here and it was missing over there, and that is the observed power value, which is 1. Observed power की value क्या होती है? It is generally between 0 and 1. Actually it tells us the probability. ये हमने यहाँ मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. power, observed power actually the value is its value ranges between 0 and 1. The nearer to 1 the better it is. Better क्या मतलब, यानी उतना powerfully you are rejecting the false null hypothesis. Number 1. Number 2 ये कि अगर आपकी ये वैल्यू हाईएस्ट आ रही है ये प्रोबेबिलिटी की, यहाँ पे ये एक्चुअली इट वाज 0.999 लेकिन सॉफ्टवेयर इसको राउंड ऑफ करके आपको यहाँ पे 1 दिखा रहा है. एक्चुअली इट वाज 0.999. अच्छा, अब ये क्या शो कर रहा है, इसका मतलब ये है कि 99.9% is the likelihood of getting the similar results if you repeat it, if you replicate it, if you expand the sample, if you pick up multiple samples, you will get the similar results. And it is very good in our case. When I say good power, according to Cohen conventions, which we have already studied in econometrics, good power actually is 0.8 and above. Ours is the value 0.99, higher than 0.8, it means good. So if you want to replicate this study, if you want to replace sample, you should be confident enough that you will not be rejecting the null hypothesis with the dishonesty. You will be rejecting the null hypothesis with greater honesty because it is false. तो इसको हम, this is actually power of the test, जो कि बाकी results में नहीं थी लेकिन यहाँ पे वो आती है. So we stop here. So see you in the next session.